Hello, Meow Meows. Thank you for your time today. My name is Kai.
And my name is Kat, and we are the 6 a.m. Meow Meows.
Happy Tuesday! We are so happy to be here today.
What we plan to focus on within this first series, Rising with the Sun, is the importance of connecting with yourself.
Healing, understanding, and becoming present with yourself. Intending your energy and presence for the day.
And setting up the foundation for your future. We love discussing topics together, but more than anything, we love to learn. So stay tuned for information on how you can join these conversations. Alrighty, Meow Meows, let's get started.
Meow.
Meow!
Good morning, Miss Cat. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Kai, how are you?
Meow meow. I am amazing, calm, and quite peaceful actually this morning.
Yes, I feel like I even feel more mellow than I usually do. I'm probably eating off some of your peaceful presence.
I'm happy to provide. Just to dive right in, why do you think daily routines are important?
That's an excellent question. I think that daily routines are the foundation for your future. And in that, it is setting you up for the person you become and what that person sets out to accomplish.
So just intentionally getting into habits to create a lifestyle with less stress.
Oh, so important.
What is a daily routine to you?
So, a daily routine is literally just like a 4 to 5 task list.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
No, it certainly doesn't. Well, and it's interesting because we all have daily routines. We literally all have them, whether they're intentional or non-intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, getting up to go to the bathroom, getting up and making yourself breakfast right away, getting up and scrolling on your phone for an hour.
Right.
That's a daily routine.
And not necessarily a very positive one, especially when you're on your phone. So say you got up at 6.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But if you didn't even get out of bed and you've been on your phone for an hour.
Yeah, and then at 7:30 you actually get out of bed. That's your daily routine.
You get all of the energy from the phone and what people were putting out to the world that you just consumed. What's your day like now?
So I think really asking yourself, what is your daily routine? Because we all have them. We all have the daily habits that we just end up fulfilling every day. So what is your daily routine? Ask yourself that.
And what happens when your daily routine becomes a habit?
So when your daily routine becomes a habit, it either becomes an unintentional pattern that doesn't serve you, or it becomes a self-serving default that builds confidence and integrity.
Integrity. How does sticking to a daily routine build integrity?
Well, I think the building blocks of integrity come back to I said I was going to do it, so I do it. And it kind of plays into identity. Like my identity is someone who does yoga every morning. And so if I'm out of integrity with myself, if I don't do that yoga, that's going to crumble my self-identity.
You're not being intentional with your integrity and yourself.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Now, what if you don't choose to have a routine?
Well, I think so. A lot of people might go back to the idea of, well, I can't follow through on a routine.
Like, why bother?
Yeah. So literally, I think it's your brain starts to tell you why bother. If your brain can't trust you to follow through on what you say you're going to do, then it defaults to the only intention that it has. If you don't set an intention for your brain, then it's going to default to its only intention, which is survival. And so if your brain is only operating out of survival, then what beautiful, creative, artistic, lovely dreams and expressions of yourself could possibly be born out of that? It's worst case scenario, low intentionality becomes part of your identity.
Wow, Why is it worth the effort?
I feel like when you create and solidify your daily routine, that is when you get intentional about what your daily routine looks like, then you get intentional about your future.
So it just becomes a habit.
Well, and like, what if your habit was self-serving?
Mm.
What if your habit was setting you up for success? What if your habit, your default, your daily routine default is what sets you up for the success of your future? I mean, there's literally no reason it can't.
Success,
just get intentional about it.
Success or unsuccess.
Yeah, absolutely. So why do you think it's worth the effort, Kyla?
Quite a few things, actually. One of the biggest things is having a routine helps reduce stress as the body begins to accumulate and realize what it's meant to do every day.
Yes.
Which brings a strong mental focus, and that takes time to create a strong mental focus by keeping a calming mind and gaining control to have less stress of the day. And with that, I mean, it creates a natural flow for yourself by increasing your power and energy and putting your will into action and being aware of your accomplishments. And through your awareness with your accomplishments, I mean, accomplishments can only lead to greater accomplishments.
Yeah, it's so true. And I feel like the more you show up to that, like, I don't want to do this today, but this is my daily routine,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to something like working out. You
Working
knowing
out
that
or doing yoga.
Yeah, you knowing that you don't want to do it, but you show up and you do it anyway. That kind of builds your resilience and your ability to lean into stress in the future. I also feel like if you're following through on a daily routine every day, it's like constantly realigning with your intention and your purpose. Because I mean, the whole point of creating the daily routine is solidifying who you become in the future. So then it's kind of like in accomplishing that, it's like you realign with it every day.
I mean, you start beginning to tell yourself very powerful things.
Yeah, like I said I was going to do it and I fucking did it.
You did it.
I said I was going to do it and I fucking did it. I said I was going to do it and I fucking did it.
Proud. I'm so proud.
It's really important.
So, we're doing this now and continuing to grow to do this now. But where were you 2 years ago with your routines?
Oh, my routine was fuck shit. Yeah. So I talk a lot about intentionality because I was the queen of unintentional reality. My entire schedule was aimlessness. My entire routine was absolute horseshit. Because I didn't have one and it was completely unintentional. I worked in the service industry, so when you have to go to work at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and then you'll be working until
In the afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to be working until maybe midnight. You kind of just get off of work and you do whatever and you sleep in until whenever.
Yep.
And then you sit on your phone until whenever. And then you putz around until it's time to go to work.
Yep.
And you just live your life kind of based on someone else's schedule for you
Mm-hmm.
without intending a single routine for yourself. So, yeah, it didn't look like anything other than that.
Right.
It literally just looked like wasted time.
And that's just kind of what it feels like. And that's where the unintentional energy comes from.
Yeah,
Sadly.
it's why I'm such an advocate for intentionality because I know exactly what it looks like.
And feels like.
Yeah, I know exactly what it feels like. And it feels like depression and anxiety.
Frustrations and confusion.
Yeah, and like self-hatred. I'm not going to lie.
So many things. The list can go on.
Right. What did your schedule look like 2 years ago?
So 2 years ago was a lot of the same. I worked in the service industry, many, many different positions in the service industry. Grateful. But
I know you've talked about it and you just being so tired. They took a lot of your schedule.
Not just that, I put my whole energy and life and soul into my work, and I do that just in general. But I really started getting into thinking about where I was and how I was feeling and what I could do to not have acne anymore, or to be able to start raising my energy. And that's when I kind of started getting into the routines of just cutting out sugar and start getting back to my flexibility as I did when I was a child.
Mm.
And then I slowly started getting into the routine of just stretching every single morning before work. That's all it was. One thing, stretching before I go to work. Even if I get up 10 minutes before I'm supposed to go work, even if it's the smallest little stretch, I still do it because it makes me feel good for the day.
Right.
Even if I had a shitty day.
So when you first started like wrapping your head around this and trying to implement it, was it something that you were able to stick to every day, or did you struggle to implement it?
I mean, at first, whenever you start becoming intentional with any choice, it can be difficult on following through. But I mean, if I started not following through, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like eating the frog. If I don't do it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
did you really have to like force yourself to be like accountable in that? Or did you, I don't know, did you come from like a strict spot with yourself, or did you come from a loving spot from yourself? Like, I'll feel better if I do this, or I'll hate myself if I don't.
Right, exactly. It was definitely out of love for myself, because I did feel like shit and I wanted to have more energy and I wanted to feel good and look good, the best that I possibly could. But how did I feel the best? And where do I start? And I really didn't know, and it was really difficult. And that's where I just started with the simple things of cutting sugar out of my life. When I cut sugar out of my life, oh holy shit, I had so much energy. My acne, my face started clearing up, and that gave me even more confidence, and I felt so good. Another great thing that I suggest for you, for everybody else, and I've read a couple different times and I'm going to read again, is The Defining Decade by Meg J. It's the book of why your 20s matter and how to make the most of them now. It's great to read as a 20-year-old. It's great to read as a 30-year-old, 40-year-old. I don't care what your age is. It brings such a beautiful perspective on where you are at in this moment and how this moment affects your whole life. So why would you not put such beautiful intentions, or just intentions at all, in this moment?
Yeah. Like when you think about what you accomplished this week, it might not seem like much. When you think about what you accomplished this month, it still might not seem like much, but a year?
Yeah.
Think about 10 years.
God.
If you think about what you accomplish and who you become in a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you will blow your fucking mind.
And that's where you want to have that intention. Where do I want to be in a year?
In 10 years.
Where do I want to be?
That is actually so interesting. I also started asking myself that question. 2020. I'm 26 now.
Yep.
In 10 years, I will be 36. I know, which I'm just so excited about. That's so crazy. That's so crazy to say. Someone told me that 36 is magical age because it is the time that you've been an adult. You've been an adult for as long as you've been a child. 18 times 2.
Oh my God.
You've been a child for 18 years,
Yep.
and then you've been an adult for 18 years. So before I even heard him say that, it was 2020, and I'm like, who the fuck am I going to be in 2030?
Wow.
And just getting really, really, really excited about that. So honestly, what changed for me in my routines from that low intentionality was knowing that I had the choice, I had the ability, and I needed to make that decision for my future self. It's something that I wanted to get intentional about because I wanted to know who I was going to be in 10 years. But I also wanted to control what that looked like. Right. And honestly, ultimately, I would be doing myself a massive disservice. I would be doing myself a massive disservice if I didn't show up today to become who she's going to be tomorrow.
Right. Because she will thank you, love you, or hate you.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want from her?
Oh, exactly.
Or him, sorry. Or they, sorry.
Gender's a construct. Okay. So how to create a daily routine, especially once you have made that decision.
Yes.
I do want to know how I'm going to show up
I
tomorrow.
want to, and I can do it.
Yeah, and knowing that you do have the choice and that you do have the ability.
Finding accomplishments, simple accomplishments or extravagant, whatever floats your boat, accomplishments that make you happy and bring a happy day.
Yes.
By deciding what you can incorporate and what will benefit your life, and just make it easy and know that you can be able to actually follow through with what you're going to do. Because if there's something, if you say you're going to go and do the dishes and you know that you're not going to follow through with doing the dishes every single day.
Yeah. Why would you even set your brain up for that expectation? Sorry, why would you begin to set your brain up to not trust you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to build, I mean, it's just building a relationship.
Ooh.
Communicate with your relationship.
Wow.
Love your relationship. Damn it.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful. I actually have not thought about it like that. Trust that. Trust your relationship with yourself.
Because when you're building a relationship with a friend, a significant other, do you have trust? Do you communicate? Do you love?
Trust yourself?
Yeah.
Do you trust yourself? And if you don't trust yourself, this is the first way to build trust with yourself.
Exactly.
Implementing a daily routine that you stick with. It doesn't have to be things that you hate.
No.
It could be things that you really enjoy.
To create it to be enjoyable for yourself. And understand, maybe you won't understand. That's okay too. But hear me out. It takes time. It does not happen in a day or a week. So when a week goes by and you're like, okay, well, nothing happened, so I'm done. Bullshit. You are choosing to not follow through with yourself.
I mean, and everyone should know that it takes 66 days to form a habit, in the way that after 66 days, it's going to be harder to not do that habit than it is to do that habit. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I think it makes sense. So
yeah.
Just
After 66 days, it's going to be harder to not follow through than it would be to just follow through.
Exactly. Because so for example, if I'm almost to my 66 days of writing every single morning and every single night in my journal, and if I don't do that, it I don't feel like I've accomplished, or it throws me off if I don't follow through with myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because it's damaging to that integrity. It's damaging to your identity.
It is.
Yeah.
Because what if that day was so important? Even if it was the shittiest day of my day, it's still important just to express where I'm at.
Because, yeah, it's important to you to write that down, and you've expressed that it's important. So if you're not following through with what is important to you, how the fuck are you going to show up and succeed the next day?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think knowing that this is hard, knowing that it takes some time and patience, and giving yourself forgiveness along the way.
You're going to make mistakes.
You're going to make mistakes.
You might not follow through at first. That's okay. That's how life works.
Right.
But understand and respect that you're doing the best you can.
I think that is so tremendously important. That always goes back to forgiveness, knowing that you're doing the best you can. So giving yourself forgiveness along the way is tremendously important. And along with identity too, like identity and integrity. I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. If you need extra encouragement, tell someone you trust. Tell someone you trust to say, this is something I'm going to start doing. Just saying it out loud is going to feel fundamentally gross to you if you don't follow through.
Well, and the thing is you're not telling this person for them to hold you accountable. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
You are throwing it out into the world to hold yourself accountable. Because once now that you've expressed it, and a month later that person says, hey,
how's that going?
How are you doing? And you say, oh shit, I forgot to do it. Okay, well, what do you need to do instead?
Yeah.
And it's okay if you don't have anyone that you trust to talk to and just share that information with. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Tell yourself.
And say it out loud.
Yeah. It really is just reiterating that identity. Okay, so what do you think are some things that will get in the way of creating a daily routine?
God damn it, there's so many things because every single person's different.
Yep.
Every single person's different. So what gets in my way could actually work for you.
What's something that gets in your way?
Oh gosh, I mean, the food the food that you consume impacts your energy and dedication to the tasks. So, low
Mm,
energy food means low motivation.
yeah.
High carb foods can disrupt your energy and your momentum. So, that saying of you are what you eat, you are what you eat. So, if you go, I'm not going to give examples of food, but if you go and eat a whole bunch of shit food that makes you feel like a couch potato, well, maybe you should try something different.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think we've all had that experience where you go out to lunch on your lunch break and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you don't want to do any more tasks for the day.
No.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I think for me, being unintentional, of course, being unintentional, but also doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you don't believe that you'll be able to stick to a routine, ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Why do I believe that I can't stick to a routine?
Because just saying it is an excuse.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
why is the conversation?
I think you should know
No.
you not wanting to stick to a task is not a motivational problem. It's a desire problem. You don't want it enough.
It's your choice.
You don't want it enough. And so find something that is going to motivate you consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And remember that your brain doesn't fucking want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, your body doesn't want to put forth extra energy if it doesn't have to. And it's always going to default back to what's normal and natural for it. So,
Normal and natural for what it's used to.
yes, exactly. Normal and natural for what it's used to.
Yes, if you're in this habit and this routine, to break a habit and a routine is fucking hard.
It is. It is.
And respecting that it's hard. And
Yeah.
yeah, you may fall back on it, but how do you want to feel?
I think giving yourself tremendous compassion
Yes.
through this time, knowing that you absolutely have the ability and you absolutely have the choice.
Mm-hmm.
Choose something that is going to be worthwhile for you in a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for example, if you follow through with doing yoga or stretching every single morning, how do you think you're going to feel in a year?
Yeah. And I'm actually approaching that year by February of next year. Yeah, it will be a year of me doing yoga pretty much every
Oh,
day.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
It's definitely one of those practices that it's a practice.
Yeah.
So you don't see the results right away.
No.
And you don't see the big results until 3, 4, 5 years down the line.
Maybe.
Example.
Yes.
Yeah. Yoga is a really good example of the long practice that pays off slowly but surely, but you don't get to see those crazy results that you're after till about 2, 3, 4 years down the line.
Yes. It takes time and patience, my friends.
But that's okay. I'm intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super intentional. All right. So let's see. Being hesitant with your daily routine and how that gets in your way.
How does it get in your way?
For me, it's yoga is the best example of this.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, eat the fucking frog.
Eat your frog.
Eat the damn frog. If I don't do the yoga right away, it's not going to get done.
No.
It's not going to get done. And that is the foundation of my daily routine. I'm the kind of person who wakes up and works out.
Yeah.
I work out for typically about an hour. And so if I don't do that right away, and if I don't get the yoga in before I do any of the other workouts,
Yes.
why would I want to do yoga after I work out?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So I think knowing that your brain doesn't want to put forth the extra effort and knowing that it's going to talk you out of it, however it can, don't give it the option.
No.
Don't hesitate for a second.
Mm-mm.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. What gets in the way for you?
If I don't go to bed early enough, I feel disappointed in myself if I don't go to early bed enough.
Early bed enough.
Early bed enough. If I don't go to bed early enough, there we go. I choose my sleep over an early morning, which
Yep.
sometimes sucks because I like to get up early in the morning. It doesn't happen every morning
It
because I
doesn't.
choose and I choose it and listen to my body on what it needs for sleep because early mornings they make me feel good and they bring up my day, but the sleep affects my whole day, especially if I did not get enough. I continuously go through my morning routine, but I continue to prep at night if so that I'm able to comfortably walk through my morning routine because so if I don't go to bed early enough, that means I didn't get home early enough. I then need to go through my nightly routine of getting everything ready,
Yeah.
to my stretching, to my brushing my teeth, washing my face, organizing everything so I can get up, grab my stuff, and go in the morning. That's like an hour for me before I go to bed. If I
Exactly.
don't get home until 10 o'clock at night and
And
I
then
don't
it's like 11.
exactly,
Which, just so everyone knows,
yeah.
that's so late for us.
Oh my gosh.
11 is so late for
I
us.
am so like drained if I do that. And I like to latest I'll get up is like 6:30, 7 o'clock because if I go to work, I leave the house at 7:30. That's my time to leave.
Yeah.
So if I get up at 7 o'clock, which is only half hour before I have to go,
Then your whole routine is fucked to shit.
my whole routine is fucked to shit, but that's why I organize my night before.
Yeah.
So then, yes, was I could have been if I was hesitant on creating and getting everything prepped the night before. I woke up now at 7 o'clock. I want to go through my morning routine of stretching, making my bed, writing, brushing my teeth in a comfortable, timely manner. But now I have to do all of that on top of getting everything prepped to leave the house, which I am now cramming in from an hour or so comfortably to less than half an hour.
Yeah, I can see
I
how.
don't like rushing.
Yeah, I can see how it all ties in together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you needing the nightly routine to fulfill the morning routine.
It's a constant change and a constant go, and I want it to be less stress and I want it to be as comfortable as possible so I'm able to take my time and enjoy my day. So if I hesitate to prep my night, I fuck my morning up. I don't want to fuck my morning up.
Valid, valid, valid. All right. So let's talk about some hacks that people can do, especially if they have not thought about having a morning routine before, especially things that helped me when I first got started. So I love saying what you're going to do before you're going to do it.
Yes.
And starting really small with that. So I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to go take a shower.
I'm going to go take a shower.
I'm going to drink a glass of water tomorrow as soon as I wake up.
Yes.
I'm going to drink 2 full glasses of water before I go to work tomorrow. Yep. I am going to clean the kitchen today. I am going to work out tomorrow morning, and actually following through on that. And you build yourself up.
Yes.
Each task that you say you're going to do, each day that you say you're going to do it, you start building yourself up from that. And it's really important.
And just, I mean, like you just said, just being accountable with yourself for those little things.
Yeah.
So if you say you're going to drink 2 glasses of water before you go to work,
then you sure as shit are going to drink 2 glasses of water before you go to work.
And guess what? If you didn't have time, you drank your 1 glass as you're getting ready. You already have a second glass you can fill a water bottle with and drink it while you're going to work.
Yeah, really important to start with those easy things because you can fulfill it.
Yes. And honestly, just praising yourself for the things you said you're going to do, that you did it.
Yeah.
So if you drank 2 glasses of water this morning,
you praise yourself for that.
Holy shit, you did it.
Yeah, give yourself like a huge round of applause.
It might be that might be absolutely ridiculously to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, and it's really not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Why would we hone in and focus on the negative things or the things you didn't do when you can talk about the things and feel the emotions and the things that you did accomplish, even if it's as little as drinking 2 glasses of water or taking a shower
Yeah.
or already having your morning already ready for you to go.
Absolutely. Don't deprive yourself of the I think that was my stomach.
Tummy rumbling.
Tummy rumbling. Don't deprive yourself of the accomplishments that you deserve to experience. Don't deprive yourself of the accomplishments that you deserve to experience. Because literally, the definition of growth mindset is allowing yourself to feel the dopamine as you go forward.
Right.
It's saying, I'm not there yet, but I'm one step closer.
I'm getting there.
I'm
doing
getting
it.
there.
I'm
I'm
taking
doing
the
it.
steps.
It's so important.
And it's so good to feel that. It may feel like you're not getting anywhere, but guess what? You are.
Well, and I think the reason people get burnt out
Mm.
of accomplishing any goal is because they haven't allowed themselves to feel that dopamine.
No.
They haven't allowed themselves to feel the experience of an accomplishment.
They feel what they didn't do yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and while that can be motivation, it's not lasting motivation and it's going to
No.
burn you out really quickly. You know what builds momentum as you go? Dopamine. Dopamine. So, highly, highly recommend praising yourself for the little things along the way and letting yourself know that you deserve to experience that accomplishment because you're moving yourself forward. You're moving yourself closer. You get to feel it now just as much as you deserve to feel it then.
I think another good hack was, okay, I love this. I love making lists. They're my favorite. But definitely
Not
make a to-do list, not a should-do list.
I think this is fundamental because a should-do list is these are all the things I'd like to do. These are all the things I should do. How many things do you think you get done on a should-do list?
Nothing.
Sometimes, yeah. And then how shitty do you feel about yourself then?
Well, I mean, shitty.
Yeah.
If a to-do list is something that you're gonna cross off,
Yeah.
those are your accomplishments for the day. But if you make a should-do list, those are the things that you think would be awesome to have done in the next 10 years.
Ooh.
Those are things that are not the high priority. If they're on your should-do list, where are they?
Actually, in your to-do list.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, the Weekly Transit, for expressing that because that has changed my life on my lists, on the to-do list to the should-do list.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I remember them saying that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the idea of should versus will.
Yeah.
I should do this.
Or I will do this.
Yeah.
And you can feel that energy. I should
Can't
do
you
this.
feel, dude, I could feel that as soon as you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. I've heard recently, and I cannot remember where I heard it from, but he said, don't should on yourself.
Mm.
It's basically shitting on yourself. I should do this is essentially setting yourself up to shit on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't shit on yourself.
No.
Yeah. Because you're just gonna end up just shitting all over yourself.
Then that means just holding yourself accountable. Holding yourself accountable without hurtfully saying mean things to yourself. Like, okay, well, I should have done that. Well, I'm being shitty. Well,
yeah, exactly. It literally sets you up for failure right away. It sets you up for disappointment and for self-doubt and for negative thinking towards yourself.
And then your intentions fall apart and crumble. Like, okay, well, since that didn't work, I should have done this differently.
Yeah.
Well, why am I going to do it again?
Yeah. How are the shoulds going to help you? How's all that shit going to help you?
Mm-hmm.
The shoulds are really shit. Let's just say that. Let's just make that clear. The shoulds are absolute shit. So, to review, with hacks that you can do in implementing your own routine, Say what you're going to do before you're going to do it. Be accountable with yourself. Praise yourself for following through on that accountability. Reward yourself
Mm-hmm.
and make a to-do list
And do it.
and do it.
Do it. I don't know what I was going to say. Just do it, please.
Just do it. Make it super simple. Follow through. And you're going to start telling yourself very powerful things.
Mm-hmm. Trust that you will follow through.
Trust that you will follow through because you said you were.
Exactly.
You said you were going to do it. So you should be able to trust that you'll do it.
Exactly. If your significant other says they're going to do this list and they don't, well, damn, how'd that feel?
Yeah. How are you going to trust them in the future?
Exactly. If you are the significant other and you don't
are
do
the
it.
significant other.
Exactly.
So what if you are in relation with yourself? You're in relationship with yourself, but you can't trust yourself to follow through.
What kind of relationship are you?
What kind of relationship is that?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
important things.
Many beautiful things. I actually love routines and I love daily accomplishments. I definitely suggest for you to go back and watch our last episode with Rising with the Sun. But for the next episode, breath and movement. Definitely getting into your intentions to where you're at to create that mobility for yourself.
Yeah, I think it goes along with why mornings are so important. And why we believe mornings are so important is because foundation for your day with your daily routine. And what else could be involved in a daily routine but breath and movement?
Exactly. Okay, meow meows. We're gonna go and enjoy our day.
Probably finish off any routines that we haven't fulfilled yet in the morning.
Yes. All right. Bye. Alrighty, you lovely meows. We love you deeply and we thank you dearly for joining us in our journey today.
Subscribe to the 6 a.m. Meow Meows to get notifications for future episodes. If you wish for more meows in your life, you can connect with us on Instagram for additional insight into the topics discussed, inspiration that has encouraged us, and of course, cats. We also include questions to ask yourself, writing prompts, as well as tools, tips, and tricks related to today's episode.
If you're more of a visual person, find us on YouTube for the video version of these podcasts, or you can join us on the conversations on Facebook. Share what you think, what you learned, or something you would like to add to our discussions.
To get in touch with us, or if you have any questions, email us at the6ammeowmeows@gmail.com.
All of these links will be listed below, so scroll on down to get connected.
As always, we are learning on this journey, so your comments, perspectives, ideas, and considerations are not only appreciated, but a fundamental part in helping us gain understanding and shifting our current realities.
Again, thank you for your time, and have a perfect rest of your day. Goodbye, beautiful meow meows.
Bye!